Thank you, folks. Thank you so much, Diego, for facilitating that conversation, for everyone for participating. We could go on for hours and hours in terms of discussing leadership style. It's such an exciting area, and particularly from these great leaders who are making such an impact in their industry. Guys, there's plenty of room down the front. Please grab some seats up here close and cozy, because we have a really exciting keynote coming up next, the first keynote of the morning, an extremely experienced individual who's flown in from my lovely hometown in Ireland. So lovely to hear another Irish accent next up. Excellent, there we go, Anne. So the Irish are making an impact in the room as well over the weekend, and surely you'll see some more of us on some of the other stages over the course of the summit. You can move right down, guys. I know some people are coming in, some people are coming out. There's plenty of seats down here at the front if you want to keep moving in, because we have an exciting program right through until lunch. There's been so much going on already, it's mind-blowing. Later on, we're going to hear from the president of Sabadell, talking about what they're doing at their open innovation programs. We're going to hear from the innovation team at Ferrovial and listen to how they are organizing and collaborating with startups. Also from Telefonica, from their head of entrepreneurship, Miguel Arias, is going to talk about his personal experience as a serial entrepreneur and angel investor. And then, of course, we have a kick-ass investor panel right before lunch with some of the biggest funds in the world telling us about what they do differently and how they compete, facilitated by Sofia Benjumea from Google, another friend and family of South Summit. So make your way quickly down, folks. We're running a little bit behind time, so I'm going to call on the next keynote speaker. And this is a really exciting insight. This individual has been 10 years already at one of the fastest growing companies in the world, which is Facebook. The group is owner of huge platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. And our next speaker is going to talk to you about how to future-proof your business. Give us a big, warm welcome, please, to Kieran Quilty, VP of EMEA for Facebook. Woo!
We're singing a baby now. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby now. Come on and work it out. You know you twist a little girl. You know you twist so fine. Come on and twist a little closer now. And let me know that you're mine. We're singing.
Thanks, guys, you're so good. They're the best fellows. The things I have to do for South Summit, a little dance, no harm. Thanks a million, guys. Just wanted to give everybody a chance to actually get in and grab a seat. Keep moving on down, guys. Plenty of seats up here at the front. And now we're going to introduce to the stage Kieran Quilty's VP of EMEA for Facebook. Thanks, Kieran. Good to see you.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be in beautiful Madrid. So I'm going to speak for a few minutes about the 4 big trends that we see in the marketplace. And these are 4 trends that we're building a lot of our products and solutions for around businesses of all sizes. So over the last 15 years of Facebook, we've had the pleasure of working with the largest companies in the world to the smallest companies in the world. And like all of the businesses here today, the one thing that we see in common is that every business has an idea and that they want to share that idea with lots of people around the world. And in the mobile economy, it has never been faster to share that idea with anyone, anywhere in the world. And that is what's driving the speed in the marketplace that we all live and breathe in every day. For example, if you take the S&P index, in the 60s, the average tenure of a company was more than 30 years. By the 90s, that had reduced to 20 years. If you look ahead, it's expected to reduce even further. Technology, information, and the mobile economy is helping companies connect with people all over the world, and that provides great opportunities for companies of all sizes, large and small. So that begs the question then, which is what separates the good idea from all of the other ones? And we believe and we see 4 big consumer trends that we think companies of all sizes, all types, all shapes have to tap into. The first is curation. Never before as consumers have we lived in a world where we're in complete control of what we read, what we listen to, what we want to watch, interact with, and ultimately buy and consume. That means for businesses, you need to think a lot less about what you want to broadcast, but much more about what consumers might want to hear. And it puts the creative and the content and the communication barrier. It does raise expectations because consumers today receive a lot of messages. Some industry reports suggest that consumers can reach up to 10,000 marketing messages a day, and yet only 12 make a lasting impression. Other research shows that 80% of consumers engage with content that is individualized and tailored to their tastes. There's no question that we live in a curated world, and there's equally no question that businesses who tap into this, communicate correctly, break through. And this is creating a lot of innovation in the creative process and the marketing process. For example, we worked with Uber last year. Uber really dialed into this concept that consumers are in control and consumers curate the world that are around them. So instead of the traditional marketing practice where they thought first about the consumer and then the message that they wanted to send the consumer, they turned it on its head. And they just created lots of different creative content. And through machine learning, people chose which message was more appropriate for them. And the results were amazing. So for example, in the 18 to 24 segment, the message that really resonated was FOMO, the fear of missing out. For those in the 35 to 44 segment, the message that really resonated was to get somewhere on time. We're all living in a curated world that presents great opportunities for businesses if they tap into it. And our data backs this up. When we look at campaigns that work, there's no doubt multi-asset campaigns work. Those companies that take the time to invest in creative around lots of different types, lots of different forms, perform better across every single marketing and business metric you could think of, from affinity to awareness and ultimately to hard business results, be it traffic, sales, or whatever it is. The next big trend is community. There's no doubt as consumers, our consciousness is raising all the time. We have very high expectations of businesses that we want to engage with, and there is a growing trend that businesses are tapping into where they're reaching and connecting with people around a common interest, building a loyal community base around them. And the prize here is deep, deep loyalty for companies that do it right. For example, a company right here in Spain started only a few years ago. This company is only about 4 years old. Their concept is really simple. They believe fundamentally in recycling. that the planet that we live in should be sustainable for generations to come. They're also very fashion conscious. So they use recycled material to create beautiful watches. There are now 600,000 followers in a loyal community across Facebook and Instagram connected with this Spanish company, small company, all around the world. And that has happened within a space of about 3 to 4 years. 600,000 people coming together around a common interest, respecting that these entrepreneurs care about the planet and are fashion conscious. Turns out there's at least another 600,000 people around the world who share that common interest, and that community is growing all the time. Again, back to our data would back this up. One of the fastest growing trends across our family of apps, be it Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, is groups. People are coming together and forming groups and communities around things that they're passionate about. And that can include businesses and common interests. And the prize, as I said, for a business here is deep, deep customer loyalty. The third one then is conversation. As important as group communication is, the rise of one-to-one messaging has been staggering. People now expect that they can message a business at any time and get a response. For small businesses, sometimes that creates real challenges, because in a connected world, a lot of those customers can be anywhere in the world. But we do see businesses of all sizes leaning into this trend. For example, BMW now are doing a lot of their customer service around servicing of cars through WhatsApp, providing an efficient and effective service for their customers with real-time information. Companies like Lego are producing messaging experiences, providing personalized recommendations on upcoming gifts for parents for their kids. There are now 20 billion messages sent every month between people and business. The rise of messaging is absolutely staggering, and it'll continue. And more than 1 in 2 people who do message a business directly and get a response in a real conversation trust that business more. This is another big trend and has big implications for businesses. And then the last is, of course, commerce. There is less than 2% of the global GDP done on online commerce. Online commerce is just getting started. And we see that ourselves on our platform with the insatiable appetite that consumers have to do commerce where and when they choose, be it on a mobile phone, a desktop, a laptop, or in a retail shop, or anywhere at all. And again, another Spanish company. This company started in 2014, Buy Fabrics. They create beautiful and funny prints. They're now exporting to over 70 countries around the world, all done within a very, very short space of time. And the growth that small businesses can grow at, it's staggering to me. I left college nearly 20 years ago. The amount of capital, people, and infrastructure one would have to put in place to get to a scale that you could export to 70 countries. Yet every day we see small companies becoming large and local companies going global at a staggering rate. But consumers' expectations are incredibly high when it comes to online commerce. There are hundreds of millions left in abandoned shopping carts in the United States alone every year. 83% of shoppers will walk away if there's any friction at all in the experience. But this is a trend, and as I said, it's just getting started. It is why we're investing in a lot of shopping experiences like Instagram shopping, because we understand that friction and frustration and people's patience for that is incredibly low when it comes to any kind of digital commerce. So that was a quick whistle-stop tour. There are 4 big trends, the 4 C's of curation, community, conversation, and commerce. We're seeing them happening globally across our family of apps. And there are 4 big trends that we're building a lot of our products and solutions to this year and over the next few years. I hope you found that helpful. I hope you enjoy the rest of your South Summit. And thank you very much for your time.